time now is 9 p.m. Kuwait local time. That's 1800 hours GMT. This is Radio Kuwait, transmitting on 963 kHz on the medium wave for our listeners in the state of Kuwait and the Arabian Gulf area. Our local listeners can also receive our transmission on 93.3 MHz on the FM band. As for our listeners in Europe and North America, we are transmitting on 15,540 kHz on the 26-meter band on shortwave.
Of the Holy Pattern.
Recite in the name of thy Lord who created. He created man from a clap of man. Recite, and thy Lord is the most bountiful. He who hath taught by the pen understand what he knew not.
Then he imparted to the people a revelation which he had just received, and which completed the Holy Quran, where it was the last passage to be revealed.
This day have I accepted for you your religion, and fulfilled this favor unto you. And it has been my good pleasure to choose Islam for you as your religion. When the Prophet, peace be upon him, felt himself to be in safety and at peace, after the incident in Kuwait, when he'd been attacked by the crowd, he prayed, O God, unto thee do I complain of my weakness, of my helplessness, and of my lowliness before men. O most merciful of the merciful, thou art Lord of the weak, and thou art my Lord. Into whose hands wilt thou entrust me? Unto some far stranger who will ill-treat me, or unto a foe whom thou hast empowered against me? I dare not, so thou be not wroth with me.
But thy favouring help, that were for me the broader way and the widest place. I take refuge in the light of thy countenance, whereby all darknesses are illuminated, and the things of this world and the next are rightly ordered, lest thou make descend thine anger upon me, or lest thy wrath beset me. It is a friend to reproach until thou art well pleased. There is no power and no might except through it.
The place where the Prophet, peace be upon him, found peace, was not as empty as it had seemed. Every man of the Quraysh sought for riches enough to buy a garden and a house on the green hill of Kuwait, to which he might escape when the heat was at its fiercest. And this orchard was not owned by a man of the Tahit, but was part of a property that belonged to the Shamsad leaders, Utbah and Saybah, who were even now seated in a corner of their garden, enjoying the window.
seen what had happened, nor were they without feelings of indignation at the way in which the rather less captive had ventured to treat a man of this courage, who was, moreover, like themselves, the sons of Abdumanaf. As to the differences which had come between them, were not these now almost at an end? They had left Queen Muhammad, peace be upon him, at the deathbed of Abu Talib, but now he was without a protector and clearly in desperate state.
Feeling they could afford to be generous, they called a young Christian slave of theirs named Adah and said to him, "Take a cluster of these grapes and put them on this platter. Then give it to that man and bid him eat thereof." Adah did as they had ordered, and when the Prophet, peace be upon him, put his hand to the grapes, he said, "In the name of God." Adah looked keenly into his face. Then he said, "Those words are not what the people of this country say." "From what country art thou?" said the Prophet, peace be upon him, "and what is thy religion?"
"I am a Christian," he said, "of the people of Nineveh, from the city of the righteous man Jonah, the son of Mattah," said the Prophet, peace be upon him. "How knowest thou aught of Jonah, the son of Mattah?" said Adah. "He is my brother," was the answer. "He was a prophet and I am a prophet." Then Adah bent over him and kissed his head and his hands and his feet.
"So much for thy slave. Already has he been corrupted." And when Adah came back to them, leaving the Prophet, peace be upon him, to eat in peace, they said, "Out upon thee, Adah! What made thee kiss that man's head and his hands and his feet?" He answered, "Master, there is nothing on earth better than this man. He had told me a thing that only a prophet could know." "Out upon thee, Adah," they said, "let him not seduce thee from thy religion, for thy religion is better than his."
The Prophet, peace be upon him, left time and started on his way towards Mecca, when he saw that no good was to be gained at this juncture from the tribe of Thaqif. Late that night he reached the valley of Nusra, the halfway halt between the two townships which had rejected him. At the moment of his sharpest consciousness of this rejection, his prophethood had been acknowledged by a man from far off Nineveh. And now, while he was standing in prayer at Nusra, a company of the jinn passed by, 7 jinn from Nasi Hiyas, and they sat spellbound by the words he was reciting from the Quran. The Prophet, peace be upon him, knew that he had left in front of the world of men only.
The resurrection of recently occurred. "We sent thee not save as a mercy for the world." And one of the earlier surahs is addressed to the jinn as well as to men, warning them both of hell as a punishment for evil, and promising paradise to both as a reward for piety. There now came the revelation. Say, "It hath been revealed unto me that a company of the jinn gave ear, and then said, Verily, we have heard a wondrous recitation, which guideth unto righteousness, and we believe it." And another revelation told how the jinn whereupon returned to their community and urged them to respond to words similar as they called the Prophet, peace be upon him.
returned to those conditions which only 2 days previously had impelled him to leave his home. Happy had a protector which would continue to fulfill his mission. The Banu Hashim had failed him, so his dad turned to his mother's care. The situation there was abnormal. It was by far the most outstanding and influential wife of Zufra was Asma ibn Sharif. Not strictly speaking a member, nor even of the Quraysh. He was in fact a Fakir, but he had long been a confederate of Zufra, and they began to consider him as their king.
The Prophet, peace be upon him, had already decided to ask for his help when he was overtaken by a horseman, also on his way to Mecca, but traveling faster than himself. So he asked him to do him the favor of going upon his path to Blackness, and was saying to him, Muhammad said, wilt thou give me thy protection, that I may deliver the message of my Lord? The horseman was well disposed, and even undertook to return with the answer, which proved to be negative. Blackness simply remarked, the Confederate had no power to speak. The name of the Khan with which he was federated, to grant protection which was divine.
Daily program, biography of the Holy Prophet, written and prepared by Makban Maludi,
And read by
Ayah
and Sam Summit.
This is a Radio Kuwait production.
The Kuwait Fire Service Directorate Statistics Report shows that the power overload and the short circuit is the leading cause of fire in Kuwait. The number 57 power outlets have to the east. This message was sponsored by the Public Relation and Media Department of the Kuwait Fire Service Directorate.